Studying the Affective States of Multi- and Single-Brain Robot Interaction by Marvin Andujar, Chris Crawford, and France Jackson. A brain-computer interface, or BCI, measures the activity of the central nervous system. Currently, existing systems are single control, and the users are required to train for a long length of time. It can take months. Additionally, current systems require a high cognitive workload, which leads to fatigue. Therefore, two brain systems have been investigated by HCI BCI researchers. The two brain systems allow two users to control one machine at the same time by sharing cognitive responsibilities. For example, one user could move the machine forward and the other could move it to the left or the right. Researchers have only studied the system's performance and not specifically how the users feel when performing the cognitive task. Therefore, in this project, we aim to investigate how the users were feeling and how effectively engaged they felt when interacting with the robot. We hypothesized that the levels of engagement were going to be significantly higher for the collaborative group over the single group. Also, through time, the single user's engagement would decrease more than the collaborative team. In this project, we compared the single brain robot control with the collaborative brain robot control. A between-subject study was done to evaluate users' level of engagement when they are either single or collaboratively controlling the simulated robot. The independent variable was the method of control, single or collaborative. The dependent variables were the task completion time, distance traveled, errors, and the effective engagement. Control variables included the speed of the simulated robot, the distance from the starting point to the goal, and the simulation environment. Our control condition consisted of a single user using two cognitive commands, move forward and turn right. During the collaborative condition, two different users control the robot, where one user moved forward and the other user rotated the robot to the right. For both conditions, the task consisted of the user cognitively moving the simulated robot to the green target using the non-invasive EEG device Emotive Epoch. The simulation environment consisted of a red robot, black obstacles, and a green target. Before the experiment, participants signed consent forms and completed a pre-survey with demographic information, current emotional state, and experience with the BCI. Once the Emotive Epoch was mounted on the participant's head and a decent connection between the BCI and the participant's brain activity was established, participants completed the effective baseline phase. They were asked to close their eyes and relax for 20 minutes. Once the collaboration phase was completed, participants performed a cognitive training while looking at a 3D cube. Users tried 5 times to make sure accurate data was obtained. First, they trained for the neutral task where they just looked at the cube without thinking anything. Secondly, they trained for the forward and/or to the right, again for 8 seconds, and tried 5 times. The single users trained for both forward and right, while the collaborative users each only trained for 1. Next, another relaxation task was performed for 5 minutes. Participants were then asked to perform the actual task where they controlled the simulated robot while they reached the target. During the task, the BCI was recording their effective engagement. Once the task was completed, the participants completed a post-survey regarding their post-emotional state and their overall experience. There were a total of 6 participants in our study. 2 of them performed the single task while the other 4 performed the collaborative task. We showed there is a higher level of engagement while users are collaborating to control a robot. Also, when users collaborate to control the robot, they take less time to complete the given task. A 2-sample t-test was performed to prove statistical significance for engagement, task completion time, distance, and the amount of errors. However, there was no statistical significance among the 4 objective data sets. There was an increase in positive emotion in the collaborative groups, but there was no change for the single users. Also, overall, the positive emotions were higher than the negative emotions prior to and after the task for both groups. By taking a novel approach to analyzing BRI, this research presents information beneficial to researchers who seek to enhance BRI through UX. It will enable others to resolve important details of BRI that are not only supported by objective performance data, but also by subjective and affective data from users. By analyzing all of these types of data together, new details about CBRI may be uncovered.